So I'm going to start the meeting. Kathy Bradford, our president, is running late, so she would normally be the one opening the meeting, so I'll do it. And just before I get to the theme of our meeting agenda, let's see who is here and if any elected officials that are on, they can make themselves known.
I just thought if anybody is a new member or new to our meetings here, if they wanted to speak up and let us know who they were, that'd be great.
I'm a new member.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. My name's Blake Butler, and I've been living in Palos Verdes for a couple months now, and I'm new to California, and I'm from Louisiana originally, and I just am so excited about being a part of of this area and its politics, and it's so glad to be with y'all.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
I'm also a new member, Ryan Dibble.
Right, Ryan. Okay, so Ryan is a new member, and also we had gotten some notice that he's running for judge, for LA County judge.
That's right.
Okay, so why don't you just say a few words about that?
Sure. Well, first of all, I've been born and raised in Palos Verdes my whole life, and moved back here after starting work for the DA's office. So I've been a deputy DA for 15 years. Before that, I was a product of the local PV schools, and proud of it. My sister actually teaches at the high school here. So raising a family here, and it's wonderful. But yes, next year I'm running for Superior Court judge after 15 years at the county. So at some point it'll be my honor to seek the PV Democrats endorsement for that, but mostly just excited to meet people from my local community that are active and learn more about the community, even though I've lived here for so long. So thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's start the meeting. So the theme of our meeting today is why is it so hard to accelerate California's climate policy? And how we came up with that theme, I'll get into in a few minutes after our announcements. But it was with the help of Doug Bender, who is also a member of our club and a member of Indivisible. So we're going to start with announcements and member actions. We have two featured speakers, and I'll introduce them in a few minutes. I'm going to go. Is Al online, by the way? Aaron? I didn't see.
I don't think he's on yet. I'll shoot him a text.
Okay, that would be great. Okay, so we announced this last month as well. There's the Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt Awards 2021 event. And we'll have this posted on our website after our meeting, so you don't have to write any information other than save the date. It's Saturday, November 6th, and it will be a virtual event at 7:30. It's going to be honoring 48 Democrats of the year from our 24 assembly districts. Connie, did you want to say a few words on this?
Yes, well, in addition to honoring the Assembly District honorees, we're also honoring Tony Hale, our very own Tony Hale. He won the Pat Eastman Award. He's one of the two who is going to be receiving that honor, and that's the county-wide honor. It's a big deal, and he's the only one from our Assembly District who's ever won it. So it's a bigger deal for us too.
Big deal. And Tony is online.
Yes.
I think I saw him.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, sorry, I was just getting home. I've been listening to it on the phone. But thank you for recognizing me today. Pat Eastman was a lifelong volunteer with the Democratic Party. And so it's an honor to be associated with her. She was a local African-American woman that I think until she was 95 or something, was a active member in the party. And so they've created this award some years ago to honor volunteers, and it's my honor to receive it. There's a link where you can join a virtual event, the virtual portion of this award event, and it's on November 6th. I'll share it in the text as soon as I get my computer up.
And we have that, Connie did provide us that new link, and we'll have that on our website after the meeting. Okay.
Connie, is that the local link or is that
the
general link?
the Tony Hale link?
Okay, the Tony Hale link. Good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
All
let's
right,
go to the next chart. Okay, so this is another announcement that we received. There is a free event hosted by Pacific Unitarian Church. They're presenting their social justice movie night featuring Kiss the Ground. And it'll be November 5th, 7 o'clock. The trailer, you can just Google Kiss the Ground and you'll see the trailer on YouTube. And if you have Netflix, you can actually watch the movie at home. So I actually watched the movie before this, and it is very good. Just like Doug is saying here, it's talking about how we do our agriculture. We've seen this news before, but they've been able to bring in well-known folks to talk about it. And it's narrated by Woody Harrelson, and he starts with where he starts the movie, like, you know, we're all overcome by the climate crisis and we kind of shut down. And so now, because of this new way of doing agriculture and regeneration, he's saying, I'm not shut down anymore. So it's an inspiring movie at the end. Okay, next chart. Okay, for our next meeting, I just wanted to let you know, the theme might not necessarily be a right to housing. We're still working on it. It will be on housing or focusing on housing. We've had UCLA law professor Jonathan Zatloff talk to our club before. He's a law, but he talked about other things, and he's been very prolific on other subjects as well. But he is a longtime advocate for fair housing, and he will explain housing, or our right to housing is a first step to housing the homeless and affordable housing. So please join us or mark your calendars for November 21st. So we also sometimes do a did you know? So it was interesting, you know, I've been asking people what's on our ballot, and you know, so at least in Peninsula, we have no ballot. There is no race November 2nd. So for those of you who are kind of always saying, well, I always vote November 2nd. Well, there's no vote this November 2nd. Some other cities might have a ballot. And if there is a race in your city, you should have your ballot by now. Also, I wanted to note of the 836 bills that were presented to Governor Newsom, he signed 770 of them and he vetoed 66. And the reason I'm bringing that up, if we go to the next chart, this talks to our meeting today. I just took a few of the, you know, about 20 of the bills that he signed and that were climate change bills that he signed. And all these climate change bills that he signed were also yes votes from Albert Succi and Ben Allen. And I referenced Doug Bender. He had a document that he had given a link to at the last Indivisible South Bay LA meeting. So just to let you see the scope of some of these bills. I mean, this is a little bit of an eye chart, but you see that in terms of offshore wind generation, that got passed. Greenhouse gas reduction fund got passed. Oil and gas wells that are hazardous or idling, you know, they're authorizing to impose a lien on that property. Air pollution, the small off-road engines. There's been a lot of articles about this one in terms of leaf blowers and lawnmowers. again, you know, this regulates them, and it's supposed to do it in a way that doesn't hurt the gardener, or, you know, in terms of making it a hardship on them, but giving them ability to have an electric one. Carbon sequestration, state goals. You know, what are the goals to sequester this in the soil and the funding? So this was a big win. You want to go to the next chart? And again, some of these bills will be talked about today. I just wanted you to give a scope of them. This bill 47, oil and gas, hazardous and idle deserted wells, you know, they're increasing funding to help remediate all these idled wells that are in, some of them that are in communities that are hurting from the pollution. The purchase assistance for electric trucks, we've had meetings on this before, where the truck drivers were misclassified as independent, you know, that they own their truck versus that they're employees of the trucking industry. Autonomous vehicles, zero emissions, requires them to be zero emissions. So this is a big win as well. The microgrid, the greenhouse gases. A lot of people don't realize that when you produce cement and concrete, that is a big contributor to our greenhouse gases. And then the building of electrification and the electrical vehicle, our infrastructure for electrical vehicles. I'm going to go to the next chart. This was a big one, you know, in terms of Ben Allen, you know, with the plastics. There's other ones here in terms of recycling and plastics, but plastic waste eliminates the loophole that of how we recycle our plastics, and how lets the beer bottlers receive the same payments for processing the return bottles. I don't know if any of you, you know, the recycling centers have been eliminated in a lot of communities. The packaging of foods, how we deal with solid waste, combustibles, single-use food accessories, and the labeling of laws for recyclable products. That was a big one for Ben Allen. So I just wanted to show some of these bills. They might be discussed today, but just to show you that there was a lot of bills that were passed. Now, there were also a few that weren't.